Justin Fields is the presumed starter in week 3 as the Pittsburgh Steelers prepare for the Los Angeles Chargers. They are taking the same approach that they took last week. Mike Tomlin has already confirmed that Russell Wilson will be a limited participant tomorrow to start the practice week, and the Steelers are moving forward as if Justin Fields is their guy in week 3. Jerry Dulac tweeted that out, I want to say Sunday before the game, that Justin Fields was expected to be the starter, not just in week 2, but in week 3, and now it is somewhat official. I'll say that, I mean, we talked yesterday. I gave my endorsement to Justin Fields and saying he believes, or I believe, that the Steelers should stick with the younger option because he has continued to take steps forward, and that's what you're looking for in this. So I'll ask you the big question, because that's where we go from here, and I got thoughts on this. What's he do in week 3 to make this week 4? And is there a possibility that week 3 is not just week 4, but the rest of the season, if Justin Fields goes off and takes another step forward, beats an undefeated Chargers team at home, and is now set up 3-0 with the Pittsburgh Steelers?
That's exactly the answer. He needs to win the game. And as long as he's not winning the game in spite of the fact of playing a poor game, I feel like he deserves a chance in week 4 against Indianapolis. If he wins the game and he's not throwing 3 interceptions and the defense just happens to keep him in it and they win 6-3, then I think you have a larger conversation. But if he wins the game and looks as he's looked the last 2 weeks, I have a hard time going anywhere else in week 4 against the Colts than Justin Fields.
Yeah, I agree. There are some people out there. I was just looking on Instagram before we got out of here, and I want to say it was Bleacher Report, it was ESPN, it was one of those two, named the Pittsburgh Steelers pretenders, saying 2 wins, 1 touchdown. And to be quite frank, I don't care, because we talked for months and months about how the Pittsburgh Steelers were setting themselves up to win in 2024 by running the football, not scoring a lot of points, and winning through defense. And what are they doing? They're running the football, they're not scoring a lot of points, and they're winning through defense. And it's not last year, it's not 2 years ago. This is a totally different environment, only because the defense isn't exhausted. The offense is doing enough to keep them on the field, create longer drives, find themselves some points, and then put the defense back on the field. And I think last week, I mean, for one, the flags were ridiculous this past Sunday. But 2, I honestly think it was a little bit of a reversed role where the defense was just so good, the offense couldn't get anything rolling, and they didn't have time to adjust, and they didn't have time to take a breather. By the time they sat down, they were going back out there because Calvin Austin was catching a punt and trying to do what he could do, and he almost did a couple of things. What's up, guys? It's football season, and we've teamed up with DraftKings. Right now, new customers who bet $5 will receive $250 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, you'll receive 1 month of NFL Plus Premium. It's hard to think of a better way to celebrate fall weather, your favorite jersey, and Sunday touchdowns than with the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Download the DraftKings app and use our promo code ALLSteelers. That's $250 in bonus bets instantly and 1 month of NFL Plus Premium after betting just $5. Stay in the action and use your $250 in bonus bets to bet anytime touchdowns on DraftKings. DraftKings is the place to bet touchdowns. If sports betting is not yet available in your state, don't worry. You could still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy and have the shot to win cash prizes. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use my promo code ALLSteelers and bet just $5 on any wager and get $250 in bonus bets instantly. That's promo code ALLSteelers only at DraftKings Sportsbook. I agree with you. I look at it this week, week 3, as if Justin Fields wins again and looks as good as he's looked the last 2 weeks, which hasn't been crazy impressive, but has been impressive enough, he's the starter in week 4. And if he looks crazy good, like if Justin Fields throws 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, the Pittsburgh Steelers win big once again, because 13-6 might not look super impressive. They won big. There was no moment in the last 2 weeks where the Pittsburgh Steelers were thought to be a losing team. If they win big again, especially against an undefeated Chargers team with Jim Harbaugh, potentially Justin Herbert. We'll get to Justin Herbert here in a second. And a good defense. I mean, there's no reason that he shouldn't be the starter in week 4 and beyond. At some point, it will be and beyond. I think this is the first time that door opens. I don't think it was even cracked the last 2 weeks. You're now you're now heading into week 3. If you could go 3-0, I have a hard time believing that you don't have the conversation internally. Is Justin the guy for the rest of the season? Because you're not going to push it into week 6, week 7 and say, oh, well, maybe Russ is still the guy. No, I think that this is the first time that door gets opened if Justin Fields plays well and if the Pittsburgh Steelers win. But those are two massive ifs and ones that, I mean, quite frankly, we don't know what's going to happen, but they have looked good. Also, in the midst of this conversation, I mean, there were a lot of people that were trying to downplay the win over Atlanta. I think me and you included. Atlanta looked pretty good last night. Atlanta didn't look terrible last night. Drake London. I mean, Justin Fields, we could talk Najee Harris, we could talk Arthur Smith, whatever. Joey Porter Jr. not letting Drake London do anything, and then Drake London winning the game for the Falcons last night. Good sign for how good Joey Porter Jr. is. That was my first thought as that went down. But that win definitely looks better on the Pittsburgh Steelers side than it did yesterday or I guess Sunday, right up until the game time yesterday. And in my eyes, the Steelers have set themselves up where if they win 3, if they go 3-0, they've beaten an impressive Atlanta team, a Chargers team that was undefeated, and then the Broncos. That's a good resume. It's a good start to the season, and I think we have the conversation whether or not Justin Fields is the guy. I think it happens after week 3. Not saying it's a definite. I'm just saying that door starts to open in week 3.